Hi there, it is Jared McCarthy here. And I've got to be honest, it is a massive honour and pleasure that you have shown up. Now, it also tells me a little bit about you. That you may have some concerns about your business or career at the moment in real estate, but it also tells me you're an action taker. You're looking for answers. You've probably seen my ad on Facebook, but more importantly, you've shown up. So that means I'm going to be able to help you today. I am fairly sure you are walking the walk I've been on previously. I'm still a real estate agent, even though I'm not in the sales or leasing for the last few years, but I've been a real estate agent for now well over 20 years. And I know the three big mistakes that I made as a real estate agent and as a principal that leads to burnout, that keeps you trapped and often wondering, is this it? Even if you're a highly successful agent or principal, but you still end up with those concerns. Basically, in the next 45 minutes, I'm going to give you a kind of a snapshot or tip of the iceberg of what you can do about it now. I know you've invested yourself, and I'm really honored, especially with all the noise out there, the webinars that are available, and of course, the great reset with COVID. And yet, energetically, you were drawn here. So it's my personal goal to make this the best 45 minutes of your year. Big call. And while we are covering some serious stuff, to make it fun. So shut off all your distractions, have a pen and paper at the ready, and take some notes. And preferably, you don't listen to this while you're driving. In fact, it would be great if you don't listen to it while you're driving. I won't be able to answer all your questions, but let me tell you, there is a way to get all your questions answered and for free. I will give you that opportunity at the end. Again, I really value your time, so let's get started. The three big mistakes most principals and real estate agents make that are burning them out and keeping them trapped, and what you can do about it now. Juggling stress, time, confidence, relationships, and that age-old balanced lifestyle. Let me ask you a question. What would it really mean to you to be completely comfortable in your own skin, both inside and outside, not just that real estate front, and be a genuinely happy person inside? And what would it mean to you to live passionately with confidence, a vision for yourself, and a deep meaning, where genuine abundance actually chases you? And when you're solid, abundance does actually chase you. Well, guess what? You're in the right place. Who is this for? Well, if you're feeling tired and burnt out, you're feeling trapped or frustrated by your business or career, even if you're very successful in sales and property management or your business, you want better relationships with your family, staff, and clients. You want genuine happiness and more from life. You genuinely want to change how things are right now. And if you feel no one really understands your situation, like it feels lonely in that chair, which it often does, particularly if you're a principal, what I'm about to share with you could change your life forever. Now, who this is not for? If you don't think you have a challenging problem, if you're okay with your current situation, if you don't believe anything can really change, or if you want things to stay the same, or if you're not willing to challenge your fears, your beliefs, and your outlook, then what I'm about to share is probably not for you. And why am I doing this? I'm looking for like-minded individuals who want to transform their lives, enjoy great outcomes with clients, with their family, with their friends, make a difference to themselves, to their family, to their community. And who doesn't want to have less conflict and let go of useless baggage? Get your energy back. Create a life that you love. Have a partner who adores you. Be open to any possibility. I don't know you, or if that's you. I don't know if that's you yet. We'll see. Now, in the next 45 minutes, I'm going to show you how to massively reduce stress, giving you significantly more time in your day to reach your goals. The little known secret on how to master potentially difficult conversations and create deeper, trusting relationships with the people that matter to you. And then finally, the simple secret to creating a balanced and fun lifestyle that can actually add 10 years to your life, and maybe for some of you even more. Here's why you need to know what I know. I've gone through exactly what you're going through right now. I've been a business owner for over 35 years. I've been through a number of personal challenges. I've had projects go belly up and almost destroy me mentally, emotionally, and financially. I'm going to share my experiences with you right now so you can take advantage of it. And I'm going to say there's actually nothing for sale today. Yes, I am in sales. I understand sales. But in this webinar, there's actually nothing for sale. And if you stay until the end, there's even a bonus of a $497 gift for you that will dramatically change your results when it comes to going from burnt out to brilliant, both in real estate and life. And a way to have all your questions answered for free. So let me ask you, are you doing things the hard way? You know, that feeling of being crazy busy 1 minute or dead quiet? You're often doing whatever it takes at the expense of yourself, your marriage, your family life. You used to get plenty of listings, but now they just seem harder for some reason, when in fact they actually should be easier. You're constantly looking at ways to improve yourself, but it isn't working. You used to really love what you do, but now it just seems to be sucking the life out of you. You're reluctant to get rid of old clients or difficult clients and landlords, You're struggling with staff retention or afraid they might leave. You find your comfort eating, watching too much TV, drinking, working, whatever it is that to just keep the pain away. You find real estate training and coaching just isn't helping. You're just not getting enough exercise and you're carrying a bit extra weight. You don't feel productive. And worse still, you feel really bad about taking time off because you're not productive or you don't feel productive. Your relationship with your partner is flat at best, and it's kind of lost its mojo and its passion. The good news that I've got for you is it doesn't have to be this way. Let me tell you about an easier way. You wake up in the morning, you feel excited, you're looking forward to the beautiful day before you. You got a morning routine that you really enjoy. You have a nourishing breakfast with your partner. You feel a renewed sense of energy and vitality about yourself. You feel comfortable with yourself, and you can really handle those tricky conversations. And yes, life feels like it's a lot more balanced now. You do things that actually nourish your heart and your soul. You feel solid in yourself. You got your mojo back and your eyes shine. The Look, results are not typical. I don't know you, your current situation, or how well you can implement what I teach. Look, most people don't even get around to doing what I teach. So any results I talk about in this presentation are not typical. It takes effort, persistence, and patience. But any individual, there's always a chance of things not working out. And I am in no way promising as to what you can make out of what I do or what I am teaching here. So let's get right into it now, though. How to massively reduce stress, giving you more time in your day to reach your goals. And we'll get more into what actually is stress in a minute. Let me tell you a quick, short story. And I call this Resisting Cutting the Grass. This is actually a true story. It's about myself, actually. So at home, we've got back garden. It's not that big, but it's a back garden and it's got a lawn there. And my wife often asks me, hey, will you go cut the grass? And I say, yes. And then a couple of days later, she asked me again, will you cut the grass? And I go, yeah, sure. A few days later, she asked me again, and I go, yeah, sure. And this goes on and on, you know, the kind of conversation. And it goes to about 14 rounds. And eventually, I get my finger out and I go out and I cut the grass. But while I'm cutting the grass, I'm having an argument in my head with her about, you know, well, you're always pushing me to do this and that and the other. Can't you see I'm busy and blah, 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 blah. And I'm making her out to be a bad person. And yeah, eventually, the grass gets cut. And my wife says, thank you for cutting the grass. You know, that kind of thank you only your wife can say that you know. It means far more or far less than thank you. There's a lot more in that. So it got me thinking that whenever this happens, we're actually quite separate from each other. I don't feel good about it. She doesn't feel good about it. And I thought to myself, you're the real estate life coach. If a client came to you, what would you actually say to them in this situation? Which got me thinking. And I thought, okay, I've agreed to cut the grass. So why don't I stop resisting and just go and do it as soon as it comes up? So I made a deal with myself that I was going to cut the grass ideally within an hour of being asked. And worst case scenario, if I was genuinely busy or there was no way I could do it, that I would try and do it within 24 hours. So when I actually welcomed cutting the grass, this is what would actually happen. I would do it within the hour. My wife would come out of her study or wherever and she'd see the lawn cut and she'd go, wow, oh my God, her face would be beaming, her eyes are shining, and she's going, I really like it when the lawn is cut. It just makes me feel so good. Now she's feeling good, so I'm feeling good, and we're both actually enjoying having the lawn cut. We're both happier. Happier meant I was clear in my thinking, I had more time, and I wasn't wasting my time arguing myself out with my partner. Then I got to ask myself, where else am I refusing to cut the grass in my life? Actually refusing happiness because you are having a war in your brain. So here's how to massively reduce stress and create more time in your day to reach your goals. When you notice you are resisting cutting the grass in your life. And how do you know you're resisting cutting the grass? Well, just look out for the war in your head. It's on. Then this is what you do. Welcome the situation. Go with the flow. Go with the stream. Don't fight reality. Stop resisting everyone or everything in life. So you welcome the situation. Secondly, reconnect with your heart. We all have PhDs in disconnection. And how do you reconnect with your heart? You smile through your eyes. What do I mean by that? Now, if you're driving, absolutely do not do this exercise, or you will be reconnecting with your maker, not with your heart. If you're sitting at your desk for a moment, just close your eyes, and I want you to imagine a little newborn baby, maybe 6 months old, 12 months old, and just lying there, and your eyes meet. What color are their eyes? Are they blue or brown? And then that baby's face lights up with a beaming little smile, and your face lights up with a beaming smile, and that's a smile through your eyes. That's your heart. You're connected with your heart right now. So you need to practice that. That's how you connect with your heart. The next thing is empathy. Have empathy for yourself and others. Stop beating yourself up. Stop being so hard on yourself. You are not the problem, but you think you are. And you also think the other person is the problem, but they're not. Be kind to others also. And be in the now. How often have we heard that? But it's be in the now. Be present now. And how do you do that? You breathe. Yep, practice breathing. So breathe in with me right now. And again, stop and listen to what's surrounding you. Maybe the airplane flying by. Maybe the birds outside. Stop and breathe. Let your body soften. I don't mean become limp, but like a lion taking a walk. Just practice that breathing. So you need to practice the when formula throughout the day. Maybe every hour, just make the intention that I'm going to practice this when formula. Okay, now so here's how to apply it in your office. If you're the business owner, the next time there is a client-related issue, make this your new practice for handling complaints. First, use the when steps with your client. Welcome the situation, connect with your heart, have empathy, be present now. And then second, with your staff, after this issue has been resolved with your client. It is important that you use it with both your client and staff. So there isn't one rule for your client, but not one rule for the other. You know what I mean? Sorry if I'm stumbling over my words. So there isn't one rule. There isn't a rule for one, but not for the other. If you're running a sales team, then what's most important is not what you say, but what your team sees you do each day. Which means you need to lead by example. Make a decision that the next time there is an issue for you to sort out, that you will change from how you usually handle a situation and instead run through the when steps. Welcome the situation, connect with your heart, have empathy, be in the now. You'll find it gives air to the situation and allows team members to feel heard and understood. This creates massive trust. If you are the manager of staff, then set up the practice for you and your team and present it in a meeting so that everyone is aware of the change you're implementing and why. These steps can become the new practice that are all based around practicing when. Welcome the situation, connect with your heart, have empathy, be present now. And be sure to lead from the front on this so they can see you mean what you say. This is how you get buy-in without even trying. Make it fun. You will get buy-in. Yes, it requires vulnerability, but this vulnerability is a superpower and shows absolute real leadership. It shows class. Now, a little known secret on how to master potentially difficult conversations and create deeper, trusting relations instead with the people that matter to you. And how do you do that? Well, you stop taking things personally. Making it personal is one of the main reasons people can't go with the flow. Is because they're taking it personally, often without noticing that is exactly what they're doing. So now, before we jump into this, let me tell you a quick story. And this story is about the angry man, or I've called it the angry man. So one day, the Buddha and a large following of monks and nuns were passing through a village. You just imagine them in their robes, and the Buddha chose a large Bodhi tree to sit beneath, so the group could rest a while out of the heat. He often chose times like these to teach, and so when he began to speak, soon villagers heard about the visiting teacher, and many gathered around to hear him. But one surly angry young man, who stood to the side, watching as the crowd grew larger and larger, to him it seemed that there were just too many people travelling from the city to his village, and each had something to sell or teach. Impatient with the bulging crowd of monks and villagers, he shouted at the Buddha, "Go away! You just want to take advantage of us. You teachers come here and say a few pretty words and then ask for food and money." But the Buddha was unruffled by these insults. He remained calm, exuding a feeling of loving kindness. He politely requested that the man come forward. Then he asked, "Young man, if you purchased a lovely gift for someone, but that person did not accept the gift, to whom does that gift then belong?" The odd question took the young bloke by surprise. And he said, "I guess the gift would still be mine because I was the one who bought it." "Exactly so," replied the Buddha. "Now, you have just cursed me and been angry with me, but if I do not accept your curses, if I do not get insulted and angry in return, these curses will fall back upon you, the same as the gift returning to its owner." The young man clasped his hands together and slowly bowed to the Buddha. It was an acknowledgement that a valuable lesson had been learned, and so the Buddha concluded for all to hear. As a mirror reflects an object, as a still lake reflects the sky, take care that what you speak or act is for good. For goodness will always cast back goodness, and harm will always cast back harm. So, a little known secret on how to master difficult conversations, creating deeper trusting relationships instead with the people that matter to you. You know the conversations I'm talking about? The ones with vendors, landlords, buyers, tenants, the traffic, your family, your children, friends, your husband or wife. When that conversation gets heated or turns, you know the one where you need to win or be right, or you become silent, or worse, your client becomes silent, or even worse again, your partner becomes silent. You know the ones. And you both have lost track of your common goal. So here is how to do it. You name it. You jump in immediately and name it. I think I am off track here. Maybe then you need to apologize if need be. You say, "Look, I'm sorry, I've kind of seemed to have lost the track of where we're heading with this conversation." Take responsibility for it, for your part in it. You know, if you're being a bit of a dick, own up to it. There's nothing like disarm somebody else by owning up to it. Unhook from the story you are telling yourself. Now, you may do this outwardly or inwardly, but recognize maybe that the emotion you're having I am making myself upset here. And to get back on track, ask good questions. I will always have to get back on track. Just look, maybe I didn't quite understand you. Could you repeat something for me? Could you explain this to me? And the best one of all, I find, is laugh at yourself. Make a joke about how sometimes you can be a right idiot or a jerk or whatever the word is, just to kind of soften, the feelings. I need to practice this exceptional skill until it becomes natural. It will change your life. Now, here's how to apply this in your situation. If you're a principal, property manager, or salesperson, the next time you find yourself getting angry, being short, annoyed, or making the other person wrong, even in your head, make this your natural way of handling those challenging conversations. This will show you are human, you care, they matter. It creates trust, and things will move. This requires you to be vulnerable. And believe me, that is a superpower. It shows real leadership, not just at work with your clients, but also with your family, with your children. In your marriage and relationship, and you and your partner start bickering or arguing, playing the blame game, pointing fingers, then lead by example using the natural steps, your new way of communicating when things go astray. Watch how things change for the better. Now, this is all based around love and respect. Be sure to jump in often and lead from the front in this one so they can see you genuinely mean what you say. If you're a parent, then what's most important is not what you say, but what they see you do each day, which means you need to lead by example. Make a decision that the next time you lose it or raise your voice, when you're out of line, run through the natural steps. You'll find it diffuses the situation and allows family members to soften, feel heard and understood. They feel safe. They trust you. They will open up and talk more. What a beautiful gift to give your children. And now I'd like to show you the simple secret of creating a balanced, fun lifestyle. You don't believe me, eh, real estate agents? But it is possible. And that could add 10 years to your life, and in some cases, probably even more. Now, before we get into this, I want to share a beautiful poem with you. How to Be Alone. And this poem is by an Irish poet called Pádraig Ó Tuama. It all begins with knowing nothing lasts forever. So you might as well start packing now. In the meantime, practice being alive. There will be a party where you feel like nobody's paying you attention. And there will be a party where attention's all you'll get. What you need to do is to remember to talk to yourself between these parties. And again, there will be a day, a decade, where you won't fit in with your body, even though you're in the only body you're in. You need to control your habit of forgetting to breathe. Remember when you were younger and you practiced kissing on your arm. You were onto something then. Sometimes harm knows its own healing. Comfort knows its own intelligence. Kindness too. It needs no reason. There is a you telling you another story of you. Listen to her. Where do you feel anxiety in your body? The chest, the fist, the dream before waking, the head that feels like it's at the top of the swing, or the clutch of gut like falling and falling and falling. It knows something. You're dying. Try to stay alive. For now, touch yourself. I'm serious. Touch yourself. Take your hand and place your hand someplace upon your body and listen to the community of madness that you are. You are such an interesting conversation. You belong here. What a beautiful poem. I mean, we could spend quite some time on this. I mean, some poems, say so much and remind us of what's important. There is a you telling you another story of you. Listen to her. I mean, I love that line. And particularly right now, if you're struggling and you're kind of unsure whether you're Arthur or Martha, as they say, and you're having some challenges, even if you're really successful, but you're kind of thinking, there's got to be more to this. That is a beautiful line, as there's so many lines in that poem. And we have become out of balance. He talks about when you spend time alone, that you make it quality. It's important that it's rich. He talks about finding your innocence again when you used to kiss your arm. We need to rediscover that part of ourselves and also connect with our body. There is so much going on in our bodies. We are looking at stress here today. So how do we talk to that stress? Do we make ourselves wrong for it? How do we talk to it? How do we soothe it so that we can let it go? And you are such an interesting conversation. You belong here. Often we view everyone else as they matter, and we don't. But you are here, and you do belong here. This is all about balance, finding balance in your life, and your story matters. Own your story. Own your life, as they say. The simple secret to creating a balanced, fun lifestyle that could add 10 years to your life. As real estate agents, we have aspirations, dreams for ourselves, for our children, and for our families, and for our husbands and wives. Reasons for the long hours and putting up with the stress. But we can get lost in the journey and confused and burn out and become disconnected. Your role, your GCI, is not who you are. There is a lot of talk in the real estate world about balance, and it is almost always agreed that it is impossible to have balance because it's the nature of the work we do. But what I see is it becomes a habit, a byproduct of stress, or an excuse to hide behind, an excuse to be lazy somewhere else in your life because you're tired, maybe for our behavior, I'm stressed, etc., and we justify it. Or you're avoiding intimacy with your partner or your children. And what is your excuse not to cut the grass? This is the time of the great reset for many. What do you plan to reset? Your family needs you, and you need to lead them. If you are out of balance, that is what you are teaching. If you're not enjoying the journey, get help. It is no good making a lot of money only to lose it in divorce or your children don't talk to you. A mind out of balance is a confused mind, and you will ultimately pay the price. Prioritize your well-being so you enjoy the journey. Some starting points to work with. What you eat. The fat you eat is the fat you wear. How you exercise will make your day. How you question your stories will heal you if you go deep. Inspiration. Find it every day. Cultivate happiness. Stop, rest, and come into balance. Now here's how to apply it in your situation. If you're a parent, then what's most important is not what you say, but what your children see you eat. Eat more plants and less fat, which means you need to lead by example. Plan ahead so you don't fall into the trap. Can we go to McDonald's or get takeaway? Too often, at least, anyway. Have a select number of your favorite meals and snacks you can all rely on. It will save you loads of money and time, and you will actually feel good about it. By the way, if you want some recipes, ideas, just email me. If you want to increase your happiness, find a regular physical exercise that you really enjoy, that is fun to do. Not just pumping stuff at the gym if you don't want to do it. Choose an exercise that you really enjoy. Football, golf, ballroom dancing, whatever it is that you really enjoy. Now, if you want to be comfortable in your own skin and go to the next level, it is important you share your feelings or discuss your problems with a trusted person. And I don't mean a family person, it's generally somebody outside. But if you've got a lot of feelings going on, it's important that you find somebody to share them with. So you can question your stories honestly and deeply and let them go if they don't serve you. You will heal the wounds that are actually blocking your success. If you want to deepen your connection with yourself, reconnect with your purpose, or find a new one, and feel part of humanity, nourish your soul daily. Take some deep breaths. Spend time in nature. Help someone. Read a poem. Listen to some music. Keep a diary. Now, I promise that I teach you 3 things today. How to massively reduce stress, giving you significantly more time in your day to reach your goals. The little known secret on how to master potentially stressful conversations and creating trusting relationships instead with the people that matter to you. And third, the simple secret to creating a balanced, fun lifestyle that could add 10 years to your life. So how did I do? Now, here's the real opportunity that I see for you. Let me paint a picture for you. If you had the right mindset, knew exactly what you wanted, and had the skills on how to get there, you would be handling what is often stressful and time-consuming with so much more ease. You'd have a clear focus and make much better decisions. You'd handle difficult situations easily, making you more magnetic to those around you. And you would not be taking things personally, which is, as we know, super stressful. You would make a significant difference to yourself, first of all, your loved ones, and those around you, as you are part of the solution and not the problem. Your health would improve in all areas, mind, body, and spirit, giving you more energy to be financially successful if that's what was important to you. You would have a personal freedom that is priceless. Abundance would chase you and not the other way around. You would free up time to achieve your goals quicker. Your approach to real estate will change. Now, the good news is, it is not about whether you have the complete ability to do this right now. It's about whether you can take one step now and learn the rest as you go, with some help along the way. Maybe with a coach. What you need to create this is you need the right plan. you need the right set of skills, and you need the right help. Maybe a mindset coach. What now? You've got two choices. You can click away and forget everything I've just told you, but you've just invested nearly 40 minutes of your time. You can simply forget about it, but I can guarantee you, you're going to go back to your old ways. Remember the old results we spoke about at the beginning? You know, lack of passion in your relationship, listings are scarce, your mental health or your mental well-being is being challenged, you're feeling drained, clients annoy you, you're struggling with staff retention, your mojo is off, you're wondering who you are and what you want, how you're going to get there. But it also means you go back to your old results. But if you really want things to be different and you want to change your life in this area, here's how I can help. Congratulations. Now here is the $497 gift I promised you at the start of this class. Would you like me to give you a plan to go from feeling burnt out to feeling brilliant? I would be delighted to help you solve your biggest problem right now. Shake off your stress, have a clear thinking mind, get your mojo back so you can start to love your life again. This way, you love being you without having to pretend everything is okay and suffering on in silence. I offer this service because I am a coach. My deepest purpose is to help others who suffer with stress, who struggle with their mindset. You know, some people say stress are souls that are tired, restless, emotional, and silently suffering. And I specialize in helping real estate agents and principals who know there's got to be more to life, but there is something stopping them, and they know it's themselves. And there's a pretty good chance that you have a challenge in staying motivated, doing this all by yourself, and I completely understand that. And you already know if you want change, and I mean real change, lasting change, you need coaching. We all do from time to time, especially if you want to speed up the results, the change, and the outcome. If you find my approach is valuable and it resonates with you, you might want to become a client. I promise not to pressure you or pester you in any way at all. But real change comes in many forms, and permanent change requires investment, emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual. Now, if that's you, let's jump on a call and get this happening now. I mean, why would you continue with the struggle and struggling? I have set aside some time in the next 48 hours to speak with 12 to 15 people only about how you can apply these ideas to your life starting today. Whatever your biggest problem is, I know how to solve it. On a 45-minute call, I will help you in 3 ways. Firstly, I will talk to you about your biggest challenge right now. Secondly, I will help you solve it. And thirdly, I will set out a step-by-step plan as to how you can reach your end goal without further frustration or pulling your hair out. Who this is for though, you must be open to new ways of thinking. You must be willing to change the way you do some things. You must be able to take responsibility for your actions and results. You must be determined to succeed. And an ability to laugh at yourself will certainly help. But at the end of it, we will help you develop that as well. If you can say yes to all of this, then I'm happy to help you for free during a 45-minute strategy call. If this sounds like you, well then here's what to do next. Schedule a call with me by simply clicking on the link you see now. Then afterwards, you'll see a form with a few questions about you and what you're looking to accomplish. Once I have that information, I can put a few things together that I know will help you sort out your biggest challenge right now, get your mojo back, and set out a step-by-step plan to reach your end goal and how you're going to get there. Click the button you see now. We have a 48-hour window available only for 15 people. On a 45-minute call, I will help you in 3 ways. I will talk to you about your biggest challenge right now. I will help you solve it. I will set out a step-by-step plan as to how you can reach your end goal without further frustration.